How do I go back? Yes, to the first slide, please. All right, I don't know if you can see my first slide, but I now work inside the Beltway, and I'm going to give the State of the Union address. So I've put my face over our current president, Barack Obama, and I'm flanked by two gentlemen that have worked in political circles for years, our past president, Michael Petty, and our past vice president, Cheney. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm getting feedback from either side of me. Sorry. Dick Cheney, as Prof. Schuler said, just about everywhere I went, somebody put Dick Cheney in a slide about MCS therapy. But he did do a lot to bring awareness to the technology and to heart disease. So we're just going to kind of go through. Why is this so hard? Dr. Boniosi was making fun of me. He's like, you can run a VAB, but you can't run a...
Point more at the point at the thing.
It should be at this.
At this.
Just tell me and I'll do it.
Yes, Tanya, that's it.
There we go. Yay! All right. I wanted to share with you Jenna's here. I wanted to share with you the ICCAC mission statement, and I think it's really important that we circle around what our mission is. And our mission is the professional mentoring organization of mechanical assist clinicians whose mission is to share information, to educate and support individuals in this field, to obtain optimal outcomes for our patients who require mechanical circulatory support, and to do this through research. So I think that's a really powerful statement, and I think the mentoring piece, the research, and the education piece really shine through for us. I wanted to kind of borrow Michael's slide from last year. This is a history slide. And one thing I want to start with at the very top of the slide, for those of you who can't see it over here in the corner, is way back in 2004, before ICCAC was established, there was a need that our group of VAD coordinators felt to communicate and connect. And Michael established the MCS collaboration through that need to collaborate. This is 10 years running of this very powerful tool of using the internet for all of us to work together and to collaborate. The board was created in 2007, and our original board members are here. Two of our original board members are here: Shauna, Peggy, Annie Cannon, 3, Suzanne Chillicott, Dawn Christensen, 4, Kathy Lockhart, and Michael Petty, and Sherry. So we are really honored to have some of our original board members here with us tonight. We've been hosting our annual meetings. We were in Boston, Orlando, Chicago, San Diego, Prague, Montreal, and now here in sunny Southern California. Last year, just to give you a little bit of an update, we shared with you that we had hired a professional company to help manage the day-to-day activities of the organization. Many nonprofits do this. We just determined that that really wasn't a great fit for us at this time. We're a little too small, so we're still thinking that that may be an option for us in the future, but we backed away from that partnership. Right now, we're focusing our efforts on partnering with My LVAD as a vehicle and a powerhouse to help us create some connections and communication. Our current board members, and I'm going to really invite our current board members to stand up so that you can connect some faces with some names, because we've got a really great group right now. I'm currently honored and humbled to be the president, and as we go through each person, I'm going to bring to your attention some of the other ways that our board members are connected to the VAD community. There's a really great group of people that are doing a lot of great stuff. Our past president reigns from above, Michael Petty. And not only is Michael Petty very involved in the VAD community, but he's very involved in the transplant community. And last night we hosted the Nursing and Allied Health Council here at our house. So Michael brings so much to this organization. Jennifer Beckman. Where'd Jen go? There's Jen Beckman. Jen is in the back door. She is our president-elect. She has just moved to Seattle and is the editor of the newsletter. If you guys have just seen the recent newsletter, it was really terrific, and Jen is the editor. Dawn Christensen, who's just shaking her head in the back. Dawn is a past president. She is the ICCAC rep on the MCS Council for ISHLT, and she's also our IT guru and has made everything from the lights on the gazebo to all of this great IT stuff possible tonight. Tony Martin is our founding board member and really put the idea into motion. Kathy Princer is our secretary. She does an amazing job. Jennifer Francois, you want to wave to everybody? Jen Francois manages the money and is absolutely amazing. I can't even balance my checkbook. So we're really appreciative of Jen Francois. Pam Combs is back in the back. Pam is the head of the membership committee. Pam is also chairing the collaboration with ASIO for our jointly held session. Where's Pam? Is she there? Is she coming? Pam's coming in a sec. Carol Ballou is our annual meeting chairperson, and this annual meeting is in all due efforts of Carol. Not only did Carol work on this annual meeting, but Carol is also on the WHFN annual committee meeting. So we have a connection with our heart failure colleagues through Carol. Hilda Bowen is here from Belgium, and Hilda just travels, brings that whole European information to us, and has also helped Dawn with the UMS meeting, which was really incredible. Jen Calaruso is coordinating some of the education stuff. Redora Jackson. There's Redora. Redora Jackson from Cedars is our financial chair member. Lori Anderson from Tampa. Shauna from Seattle. And Holly Wright from Oklahoma. Okay. So these are our committees. We have a financial committee, an educational committee, annual meeting membership. We've just made a change to our bylaws, so now it's the informatics committee. We have a new committee, which really Dennis Rivard helped inspire, and Leslie Sweet is going to help us with. It's a collaboration with our vendor partners on understanding more of the politics of what goes on, and that's a really important piece that I'll touch on later. And really what we look forward to is considering expanding to a research committee, because that's part of our mission statement. Okay. I'm not going to get into the Treasury report as much as Jen Francois can, but I just want to be transparent to let you know where our money comes from and where we spend the bulk of our money. Most of our money comes from our membership and our vendor support. We are very, very lucky to have some really robust vendor support, which you can see tonight, and I'll talk to at the end. Our expenditures, our major expenditure is this meeting. This is our chance to spend some face-to-face time and have some real connection. What we would look forward to is considering, in the beginning when we organized, we had a journalist subscription as part of the membership and felt like our resources were kind of stretched, pulled away from that. So be interested to hear from you if that would be an important value added to your membership. Okay. So I got to tell you, a lot of what we do is a pretty heavy lift. And for those of you who can't see it, it's this little teeny guy pushing a boulder, a huge boulder. And where I want to share our work, but I really want to invite you to consider where you can participate and help out. Our educational offerings, our webinars and journal clubs, which I'll talk about in a minute. We're interested in developing a best practice library. We want to talk about, I can't tell you how many times on the MCS collaboration, someone's starting a new program and they'll say, who's got a great consent? Who's got a great order set? Who's got a great this and that? We really want to build that best practice group. Our newsletter was really phenomenal, and I think Jen Caruso and Jen Beckman did an amazing job. It's a great way to communicate. One of the things that's been a long, hard project with a big, heavy lift is what we call our TAG committee. And what we heard from the membership in the very beginning is what you all want is a certification exam. That would kind of validate who we are as an organization and fulfill a requirement in a lot of organizations for VAD coordinators to have a certification. That's a huge step. In the interim, what would be very valuable, and maybe our Joint Commission colleagues can weigh in on this tonight, is to define what VAG coordinators need to know in order to be a VAG coordinator. And that's what this TAG committee is. That core curriculum of what you need to know in order to be a VAG coordinator. And who better to write it than VAG coordinators? This is a huge undertaking. So if anybody's interested in participating in some of the efforts around creating that core curriculum, that would be great. We have a really robust European chapter. And Neil, Hilda are great representatives of that European chapter. We're looking to some of our Asian Rim partners. I didn't know this until Thortech shared with us how many centers are coming up in Japan. And Australia is also, that's exciting. Australia is also up and coming. And also the Lori Anderson from Tampa can tell you that the South American organizations are really starting to gain some traction. So here's where a lot of the work is being done. So if you're curious, how can I help? What projects can I work on? These are the areas where we're starting to do a lot of work. If you have a webinar that you want to share, if you have a journal article that you think is really interesting and you'd like to share, we're doing some monthly offerings through the work at MyLVAD. This is a really powerful tool that we're taking advantage of in order to have a community of practice and a really great website that we can utilize. You can see our VAG coordinators forum, our ICCAC forum, some other useful resources. So please visit that website and please think about the webinars and the journal club stuff. The other thing that we're starting on MyLVAD is the Center of the Month, because I think it's really important that beyond the connections that we make at these meetings, that you get to see what other centers are doing. You get to have a little FaceTime and say, oh yeah, I've talked to her on the phone 1,000,000 times. That's what she looks like. This is great. So we'd like to sponsor Centers of the Month. It's really easy. You take some pictures, you tell us a couple key things about what's going on at your program, and then we'll share that so you can maintain some connection. Here's something that we're really excited about. I'm really, really excited to share this with you.